Donald Trump is incredibly desperate right now. He is losing in court, losing public support, and his big, beautiful bill is getting backlash from even his biggest Republican supporters in the Senate. And so he is grasping at straws, trying to find a win of some sorts, a victory for his MAGA cultists to point to. And in his latest attempt to do so, he not only got shut down, but humiliated by Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney, who called out the lie that he was pushing in an insane post today. And we're going to get into it all. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video. And if you haven't already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way and it really does mean a lot to me. Now, before we get into the shutdown from Mark Carney calling out Donald Trump's lie, we got to start with the context of that lie. And it's Donald Trump talking about his golden dome right here.
When you first announced this idea, critics said it would be prohibitively expensive, potentially ineffective, and could trigger an arms race in space. What do you say to those critics about that?
Well, they're wrong. It's about as close to perfect as you can have in terms of real production. I told you Canada wants to be a part of it, which be, fairly small expansion. But we'll work with them on pricing. We'll be dealing with them on pricing. They know about it very much. They've asked to be a part of it, actually. They've asked us to be a part of it. I think it's something that is great. If you can afford to do it, we can afford to do it. You know, we took in $5.1 trillion in the last 4 days in the Middle East. And when you think about it, this is a tiny fraction of that. But we make it all here. We're going to make it all here. We have, I will tell you, an adversary told me, a very big adversary told me the most brilliant people in the world are Silicon Valley.
I just love the way that question was phrased, and I don't love the idiotic way in which Trump answered. The reporter essentially said, so this is a big waste of time and money. Nobody wants this. It's dangerous, useless, and you sound dumb talking about it. So why? Question mark. And as you would expect from Donald Trump, he didn't give an answer of substance. He couldn't defend the decision. It's just all one big publicity scheme for him. Again, Donald Trump is desperate for a win right now. So the guy who said he was going to lower your cost and cut government spending is increasing it by trillions of dollars as costs soar because of his idiotic tariffs. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And all the while that's happening, who do you think is enjoying the benefits of the Golden Dome? Well, Jen Psaki broke it down right here.
You really look under the hood, and we did a little bit of that today. You start to see that the closer you are to Trump, the more this bill does for you. I mean, for instance, the bill allocates a whopping $25 billion for a new U.S. missile defense system, unironically called the Golden Dome for America. Yes, they called it that, everyone. Well, last month, Reuters reported that one of the leading contractors being considered for that big, expensive project is SpaceX, which is, of course, one of the companies run by Trump's top campaign donor, Elon Musk. That's not even all. I mean, the bill also includes some other giveaways for the MAGA faithful, like a tax break for gun silencers. And the only people who benefit from that one are secret assassins, I guess, and, well, gun store owners, the people who make money selling dangerous weapons. People like MAGA Representative Andrew Clyde, who even took credit for getting the gun silencer tax break in the bill. Congratulations, I guess. The next time a gun goes off and you don't hear it, I guess you should thank Georgia Congressman Andrew Clyde for his work there. Don't forget to stop by his gun store, of course, because according to his latest financial disclosures, it's worth anywhere between $5 and $25 million. And that's before the big, beautiful gun silencer tax break kicks in, which, of course, he's working to ensure.
So Elon is getting rich off of a costly government spending package. Really, what a shock. The hypocrisy is just baked into everything at this point. We just understand it to be true. Of course, Elon is going to be making tons of money off of government contracts. They don't care. Again, Trump just wants a win right now. And that's why he made this post, which we're going to see Mark Carney's response right after. Trump wrote, I told Canada, which very much wants to be part of our fabulous Golden Dome system, that it will cost $61 billion if they remain a separate but unequal nation, but will cost $0 if they become our cherished 51st state. They are considering the offer. Canada's considering the offer. The guy who came to Washington for the explicit purpose of telling you again and again to your face, Mind you, that Canada is not for sale, will never be for sale, is not going to be the 51st state. They're considering it. Yeah, well, Mark Carney had something to say about that and this Golden Dome idea. And really, it is baffling that Trump would even try to say this. And Mark Carney gives exactly that energy.
The ambassador also said that there haven't been formal talks on the Golden Dome. Should Canada take part in that project, and how much would you be willing to spend on that?
Okay, well, I'm not going to put a price tag on the second part of your question. I think I'll say the following about the situation with air defense or ballistic missile defense, intercontinental ballistic missile defense, broader defense against, including potential missiles that in the not too distant future could come from space. I mean, these are some of the threats that our nation faces. We take those threats seriously. We take our responsibilities as a government seriously, as I just said. It's one of the reasons why we made the commitment back in March for the over-the-horizon radar, the first phase of the over-horizon radar system, and that was an independent decision that we took. We are conscious that we have an ability, if we so choose, to complete the Golden Dome with investments and partnership. And it's something that we are looking at and something that has been discussed at a high level, but I'm not sure one negotiates on this. These are military decisions.
So, of course, Mark Carney has to be a little diplomatic and say they're considering partnering with the United States on the Golden Dome. But like he said, this is not a negotiation. It's a strategic military operation. And he's not even going to entertain the idea of Canada becoming the 51st state over, what, $60 billion? Donald Trump is so desperate for, one, a win, which he's not getting, but two, another distraction. He's going back to the tired Canada 51st state bill. And can I also talk about just the fact that Mark Carney sounds so very competent? And I want to give him more credit than that. Obviously, he's a very smart and accomplished guy. But remember when we had leaders who sounded like that, who spoke clearly with facts and reasoning for the decisions that they were making, articulated how the policies that they wanted to put into place were connected to the value set that they had demonstrated throughout their career and in their campaigns. Remember when we had a president who actually cared, who actually understood what they were doing? Oh man, do I miss those days. But no, we have the Golden Dome guy who doesn't understand anything he's doing. He's really just spouting out and is doing so to serve the richest people in the country. And not just the richest people in the country, the richest people in the history of the world. They need a tax cut, and they need some more government dollars, some corporate communism for the big billionaires. Why not? Elizabeth Warren called that all out in this takedown right here.
Think about that. These guys are actually out there making history by taking away from hardworking families, from people down on their luck, from seniors, from little babies, so that a handful of billionaires and corporate CEOs can get more giveaways from the government. That is the Republican plan. Billionaires win, everyone else loses. Now, the details are gruesome on this bill. This bill would cut Medicaid, gut the Affordable Care Act, and slash food assistance. If it passes the Senate, this bill will rip health care away from 14 million people, over 250,000 right here in Massachusetts, all to pay for handouts to billionaires. This Republican bill will raise costs for working families, from groceries to health care to utility bills, while making the richest Americans even richer. Here in Massachusetts, the consequences will be severe. In our state, Medicaid is known as Mass Health, and it covers almost 2 million people. If this bill passes, every one of them will be at risk of losing their health coverage. That is 1/3 of all newborn babies and their mamas right here in Massachusetts at risk for losing their health care. That's checkups and trips to the doctor for ear infections and money for asthma medications and for antibiotics for more than a third of all the children right here in Massachusetts. That's paying the monthly bills for almost 2/3 of all nursing home residents right here in Massachusetts. As the governor said, the pain will echo through our communities, hitting even those who don't currently receive direct care. Without the guaranteed payments from Medicaid, our hospitals and our community health centers are at risk. Community hospitals, even with Medicaid reimbursement, are already struggling. And right now, nearly half the funding for Massachusetts community health centers, which saves money by preventing people from needing to go to the emergency room, half their money currently comes from Medicaid that is on the chopping block by the Republicans. When those hospitals and community health centers are forced to close, we all lose. Now, right now, you probably know someone who counts on Medicaid to pay for the medicine that helps treat their cancer. You probably know someone who got the hip replacement they needed so that they can walk, paid for by Medicaid. You probably know someone whose kid gets their inhaler from Medicaid or the nursing home that takes care of their aging parents. And all of those are at risk. This is a full-blown crisis, and we are here to sound the alarm. I'm here with Governor Healy and with the senators and everyone behind me because we believe that no one in America should go without health care so that Elon Musk can take a rocket ship ride to Mars. We believe that no senior should be kicked to the curb because Mark Zuckerberg wants to buy another Hawaiian island. And we believe that no one with a disability who needs a home health aide should have to give that up so that Jeff Bezos can buy a third yacht.
This bill is a catastrophe. It is terrible. It could not be worse. It is the biggest movement of wealth from the working poor in America to the top 0.001%. People making what, $4 million cash a year? And it's not just that we're helping people avoid paying their income tax, making them pay less, but it's all these carve-outs, all these loopholes for billionaires who don't take their payments in cash to protect their wealth even more. Not dollars, not salary, not payment, not anything you're going to put on a tax form. No. This is huge blocks of unimaginable wealth. And we're protecting that so the yachts can get bigger. It's gross. And that's why we're going to call it out every single day on this show. And if you want to support that, as always, hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video. And if you stuck around at the end, drop a blue heart in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you soon.